So watching Dom Hartman, I didn't know he was on Free Speech Television. I just caught him on YouTube, and I hadn't watched him in a while. But interesting. He a little bit of an older cat, and he talks about a lot of stuff that I guess I already get from people. Like I was already on the Michael Brooks stuff, and I was already kind of further left. Like him and him and David Pacman are not socialists. Him and David Pacman are social democrats, which is cool and no problem with that. But I'm a little bit further left. I'm a little bit meaner. I'm a little bit tougher. Anyway, I just stopped watching him for a while because you can't. Well, so he's got, I guess, the Senate speaking to. They're speaking to the lady, the nominee for Supreme Court, Trump's pick. Was it Barrett? And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Ted Cruz talk, and I just felt this disgust. Like the guy that was on there before him didn't get his name; it kept breaking up. But he was talking about he basically was showing why Lindsey Graham had made statements in the past. Uh, Ted Cruz had made statements in the past. Other Republicans, key Republicans, had made statements in the past about Trump and about how with the whole Merrick Garlic thing, where Obama wanted to put a Supreme Court pick in, and Republicans said no, you should wait to the next president before you do it. Um, Basically showing that they're hypocrites, big hypocrites, big time. And I guess a part of me gets that no one's even talking about this, like no one's outraged by this. It, I mean, look, most of these moralities that they pick, most of the moralities they break, I don't care about because it's their moral shit. It's not mine, so it doesn't really matter. But I will say this: it shows you that word ain't worth shit. And I'm watching Ted Cruz, and I just felt this immense disgust in that almost every word he probably is using is a slap in the face. Just like because what I'm saying is Republicans have shown you that they're dirty. And I don't just mean like, well, they disagree with me on certain issues. Like, no, you crackers are dirty. You're nasty and you're racist. You did this shit with Obama. You use your fancy words and your morality to block the left from putting someone in to take a place of aging justice. Now, the justice died. And you guys, Trump was pushing the pick before her body was even cold. Body wasn't even in the ground yet. And he was up there talking about putting someone. I mean, I just realized, as I've said before, this has never been the West Wing. America is nasty. This is an ugly, nasty country, and we have an ugly, nasty political consciousness right now. The fact that people aren't outraged by that, just the hypocrisy of the Republican Party, um, I don't know. It says something about our social consciousness. To me, it does. I just, you know, I guess I thought with Republicans, with white people, that like they just believe in the law. And maybe they go a little bit too far, but everything they believe is got to do with the Constitution. Or it's got to do with the North Carolina general statutes. It's got to do with whatever the hell the law is in Pennsylvania, whatever the fuck the law is up here. Um, and they're just speaking out of that, like Amish people. They you know what I mean. It's a different way of thinking. Doesn't mean they're bad. They're just different. And I always respected Republicans in because I've had friends, I've had people I've worked with that are Republicans. You know, that's fine. You know, that's what it is. What I've seen over the last 3.5 years, 4 years, whatever. Well, no, I'm lying. Further than that, is just blatant hypocrisy from people who are completely detached from reality and the reality of working people and working families. Trump's choice to end the stimulus talks, I think, will hurt the Republican Party bad. I think that this may have just ruined the ticket for all of them, and he can't blame it what's your boy's name, Kyle Kalinske, secular talk. Like Kyle Kalinske put it, that Democrats have been messing up now. They've been messing up with the stimulus talks and them things like that. But the fact that Trump told the Republicans to stop debating a stimulus talk is gonna hurt them. Like, you realize there's Republicans that live in blue states, right? You do know that. There's Republicans that live in New York, and there's Republicans that live in California, there's Republicans that live in Pennsylvania. By you doing things to just hurt these states, that's going to hurt the party. That's going to make Republicans like, well, I'm not going to vote. That's going to hurt you. I'm not going to politically get involved. What about these businesses that are never going to reopen? I just realized that, going back to what I said earlier, I was wrong. That, Republicans are just about law. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I guess I thought climate change and stuff like that, hey, maybe people don't know. Maybe people don't know about stuff I know about. Maybe people aren't paying attention to that. I get it. Maybe one day doctors and scientists are going to find something. They're going to find some proof. And then I'm going to be like, oh, and people are going to wake up. We're going to all, no. That's not going to happen. We're dealing with people who refuse to acknowledge reality. That's what it is now. That's just the reality now of the world we live in. And it just gets me that they can be so hypocritical and no one even holds them to it. I've said it before, I'm not invested in this election. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like them personally. I don't think either one of them are people I would have dinner with. Even before the election, these are people that I have nothing in common with. I'm insulted as a black man that a old white man that created 94 crime bill and called black people predators can then go on a talk radio station with a black man and say, if you don't vote for me, you aren't black. Man, fuck you and the horse you came into town on. That was an insult and a slap in the face. And you cannot buy this black man. You won't. You cannot buy me. I'm here to tell you, I'm not for sale. This black man is not for sale. And I don't know too many more who are. And it's a slap in the face. And the fact that the black community, well, I can't say that. I can't speak. Like Michael Brooks said, there is no monolithic black vote. But it bothers me that so many of the black community have stepped in line behind Joe Biden. I think that, well, I'm more concerned about the Senate. I'm more concerned Republicans losing the Senate. I'm more excited about that. I'm more excited about Lindsey Graham losing. I'm more concerned about stuff like that. Guys, we're actually watching Trump have to fight for Texas. Do you know what that means? We're watching an incumbent Republican having to fight for Georgia. We're watching an incumbent Republican president have to fight for Iowa. Do you know what that means? This This is it, white people. This is it. This is it. This is it. Whether Trump wins or Trump loses, this is the beginning of a turn that it's not gonna stop. I mean, even if Trump wins, do you know what that means? I mean, a Republican president. We're actually talking about a Republican president having to fight for Texas. I mean, Jesus. I mean, you've got to go to Texas to see what I'm talking about. But the fact that you have any kind of doubt or suspicion or uncertainty, about a state like Texas, Georgia, Iowa, that's another one I'm thinking about, Pennsylvania, like the fact that we're even talking about this is a major political shift in the political consciousness of America, and I welcome it. I think that we want quick solutions. Come out as a black man, and when it comes to politics, we can't have quick solutions because we've gone too far down this road of empire. We've gone too far down this road of ignoring climate change, ignoring plastic pollution, ignoring other forms of pollution, ignoring just income inequality and we've gone so far down this path. So there is no. It's not like flipping a light switch. It isn't like turning the thermostat. No, it's not. These are complex and controversial issues that will take time. I think personally that climate change is done with. It's like talking about Social Security. Trump is the boomer president. His job is to ignore climate change. His job is to ignore Social Security. His job is, he wants to privatize it. His job is to ignore all of these things, issues that are going to be a problem 20, 30 years from now. When I'm that age, when I'm getting older, when I'm mature age, his job is to say, listen, the air is cleaner than it's ever been, the water, because he's the boomer president. He's the president for boomers. He's the president he's the president for a group of people who don't understand anything I just mentioned and don't want to understand. They want to drive that Ford F-150 pickup truck. They want to go and smoke a cigar as long as Cincinnati. They don't care about this shit. These are the guys that with the bump stick I seen in Charlotte, the things that I identify as a Prius. You know what I mean? Like these are those people. They don't care. So what if climate change is real? And I've had to understand that, going back to my earlier statement, that I was wrong. I realize now the climate change issue, the race issue, all of that aren't issues of fact. Not saying they ever work, they're not now. They're issues of the kind of idea of American society Trump's base wants. And I'm talking about white, a lot of them are evangelical Christians, those people that they think the wildfires are God cursing gay people. I mean, when I was in school, there was a teacher that said that Katrina was a curse on gay people in Louisiana. Guys, Louisiana is and was one of the most conservative states in the country. But it doesn't matter. These are the kind of people that support him. It's a hatred. It's a animus there, and it's not about science. It's about belief. It's about ideology of what they think America's supposed to be. So when he gets up and says, go back to where you come from, he's talking to them. He's speaking for people, once again, who don't understand and don't want to understand. a society is changing. I mean by that a society that's getting browner. I mean by that a society um, that's just changing, a changing world. And with that, new problems, complex problems. It seems to me also that America's degenerating. What I mean by that is using religion as a weapon. I've spoken many times before. And the reason why I speak on this, I had a dude I thought I was a friend with him. He was my coworker. I thought we were friends. We weren't. Sneaky bastard. And we were talking about a comment that Trump made that he didn't get. He missed it. But it's important. They were talking about Trump he wanted states to reopen churches. Because if they could reopen liquor stores, why couldn't they reopen churches? And my friend, or my so-called friend, John said, "Oh, that's right. I agree with that. That's right." And I said, "No, that's wrong, man." In parts of Alabama, a lot of Alabama like this, there are no Walmarts, there are no Targets, no 24-hour supermarkets. That gas station sells liquor, sells beer, but they also have a restaurant in there. I remember I went to one when I was in Alabama or Georgia. I wanted to, and it was selling like fried chicken and stuff like that. They had alcohol in there. If you shut down that store, now they have a liquor license, obviously, to sell spirits, but if you shut down that store, you are shutting down people's ability to get food, right? To get oatmeal and to get, your food stocks. So one of the reporters asked him, why does that matter? Why are you bringing up churches? And the press secretary said, I knew you'd have a problem with reopening churches. That is a dumbing down of political discourse. And that's dangerous. And what got me was that John didn't understand that. I mean, he did once I explained it, but he didn't understand that. This is the stuff Trump plays to. It's dumbed down. It's emotional driven stuff. It's what they've said about the left turned around on us. It's just dumbed down political rhetoric. That's all it is. Because anybody that just wants to reopen that's dumb, man. It doesn't matter now because no one wears masks in the South anyway. No one takes it seriously. People don't care. They have parties and stuff. They don't want. No one cares. No one cares. Yeah, just spreading this thing around. Anyway, peace.